Thank you on the Carolina Conference to let me present. My name is Frederico Castelões. I'm a lecturer in Portuguese here at UNC. A lot of these guys here are my students in a course that is Portuguese 316, which is the history of Capoeira. And a great friend of mine, Cristal, who came in to help us to show you guys what Capoeira is. So, the main thing to understand Capoeira is to understand about what this instrument is. This instrument is called berimbau. And many times in Capoeira, we teach what this instrument is with a song. O que é o berimbau? O que é o berimbau? Olha como é gostoso tocar berimbau. Right, uma cabaça, arame e pedaço de pau. That's what this instrument is. A gourd, a string, and a piece of wood. This string, for the musicians that may be in the room, comes from a radio tire. Yeah, we go to a tire shop and ask for an old tire, and we use it. A gourd, you guys are familiar with it. It's this instrument is African in origin, and it was modified to get to the steel string when it came to Brazil. Well, radio tires were not in place until like mid-1900s. Anyhow, Capoeira is the way that I like to see. There isn't a lot of arguments about the etymology of the word capoeira. Some says they come from the Tupi language from Brazil. That is basically capoeira, forest that it was, and which refer to a low grass land that has been cut for crops or just to have a clearing. And the other good theory about it is that it comes actually from the Portuguese capão, which means a castrated rooster, and that the slaves that were brought from Africa to Brazil would carry the baskets with chicken and to take to the market, and they would spend time playing some things that eventually developed into capoeira. So the way that I like to see capoeira is a seed from Africa that was brought to Brazil during colonization, and it was germinated in Brazil with all the culture of Brazil. Culture in the sense of the literally agriculture word, you know, that all the elements, all the salts and minerals of Brazil. It is always played with music. Without the music, it's just movement. There is no capoeira. Without the berimbau, which is actually, a lot of scholars believe that capoeira truly did not start with the berimbau. It was mainly the atabaque and some other percussions in a process of enculturation of the tribes that came to Brazil they're in a process of enculturating their own offsprings and remember who they were and mingle. There was many more percussion than the berimbau. And then nobody knows exactly when the berimbau came into place to capoeira. But nowadays, without the berimbau, we almost don't consider, there is no capoeira to it. Capoeira, so, is played with music, and you hear 100 times from me saying it's played. Brazilians, we call this a game. Although it's a martial art, we call capoeira a game. It's a game where there is a discourse, a non-verbal discourse. When I'm playing with a capoeirista, we're basically talking to one another. There is fear that we are playing, and whatever I throw, she'll have a response for it, and I'll do the same. Many times we try to just converse with each other, learn each other's balance, learn each other's space, and from there we start to push one another like a discourse. It can be an argument. It can be a very nice conversation. It can be a very exuberant in terms of just the show off, your physicality. But mostly what controls that in capoeira is what this instrument is talking. There are different rhythms. I'm going to play for you guys in a minute some of different rhythms. And just like it would not make sense to dance tango in a salsa song, that it should not make sense to be playing capoeira, for instance, with aggression during a Yuma song or play, or toque, as we say in Portuguese, because that calls for just exhibition of your capabilities. So this is through the maestro of capoeira. And the discourse is, like I said, is all there. Music is extremely important in capoeira, not necessarily just for the fact that it is music, but also, I tell my students, it creates a boundary. When we are playing capoeira, she does this so much better than I do. You want to go on a handstand?
Yeah, okay. Facing you? Or?
Yeah, facing me. So, if we're playing each other, and we, many times, we're so locked into each other's eye, and have just peripheral vision to what is coming at us, that we're not necessarily looking at the boundaries of the ring. We many times are guided by what we are hearing. So I know if everybody should be participating, if I'm getting too close to the sound, I know that I'm getting to the edge. And we guide ourselves through the music. Thanks, Don. It's like instruments that can be, they're refined. You can put the note, you can put the key on them, and they can go and be played in an orchestra. Not the berimbau. The berimbau is an indefinite sound. I do not know necessarily what we call a good berimbau or a bad berimbau. And a lot of capoeiristas don't know that when you're building a berimbau, this piece of wood may not like this board. And it does not matter if you tie very tight, very, very loose, the sound is awful. It changes. If I come up here and would, rearrange the berimbau, and it's usually, you just put together like you would a bow. You just take it off. And just by putting every time, I'm not going to have the same time, the pressure that I had before. So as I go in, you will change the voice of the berimbau. And it may not be good at all. And we have to play with it. And if I messed up and it doesn't sound good, we don't have a lot of time, so it's not going to be sounding good. You guys are going to have to make up with your voice for it, okay? But and good masters will mess around. They will have, for some reason, it's almost a magical reason. I'm not a musician, but I know that much, that things that cannot get into a key, specifically some berimbauls can, by a miracle. Most don't. And some masters, by just knowing what they want out of the berimbau, they can bring berimbauls together and sound good. Most of the time, there are 3 berimbaus. We have 2 berimbaus playing. We have the medium, the one that will do all the improv, and then we have the bass one, okay? How about that? You need to treat them extremely well. Actually, we're going to play a few rhythms, and you guys just listen for it for now, okay? Paraná, Paraná. Paraná, Paraná, Paraná. Better, much better. All right.